Number 6, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, released for the Sega Genesis in 1994. Earlier in my list, I mentioned Sonic and Knuckles, and I mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles is both games combined, and with these two games combined, complete, it is one of the best 2D platforming experiences that you could ever have. It's difficult to think of too many 2D platformers that are better than this one. The level design and vertical exploration were awesome in this game. The controls are fast, smooth, and you're rewarded for being skillful. Campaigns combined together are seamless, and Sonic and Knuckles' adventure is just such a fun time. I like that there are multiple playable characters in this game, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and they each play a little bit differently. The music and presentation of this game are top notch. It's a very polished, very excellent game. Hypersonic is awesome, and it was so much fun to use him, and even though the mini games were a pain in the ass, getting all the emeralds, the reward was well worth it. This is just a great total package. With near perfect level design, it's a contender for the best 2D platformer I've ever played, and you should play it. It's an Endara Gaming must play. Go play it. Number 5, Monster Hunter World, released for the Sony PlayStation 4 in 2018. I was looking for a co-op game to play with Majin Daab at the very beginning of 2025. A few viewers suggested I try out Monster Hunter World, and I'm glad they did. Majin Daab quit playing this game. I think we played it together like twice, and he wasn't interested in playing it anymore. But I continued to play through the game on my own, and eventually I decided I wanted to complete the Iceborne DLC, and I wanted to defeat Fatalis as my final hurdle, my final obstacle in this game. And I managed to do all that, even though it took over 130 hours for me to do so. I made a lot of friends while playing this game. Playing this game co-op is just an absolute wonder. Unfortunately, I played this game before I ever streamed on TikTok, so it was only through Twitch, but I still made, even on Twitch, a few friends that we played this game together quite a bit. The game is amazingly deep. There's a meticulous progression system that doesn't have true leveling up, but instead you're just grinding gear and getting upgrades to your map and to your weapons and things like that. There's so much depth and strategy to the weapons, the armor, the skills, the charms, the decorations, etc., that was really what I became obsessed with just being meticulous in perfecting my character, perfecting my build. I used the dual blades for almost my entire playthrough, and doing the blade surfing with the dual blades was so fun. It was just such a pleasure. It was difficult to pull off, but man, was it a good time. And what's cool about Monster Hunter is that each weapon plays so completely different. It's almost like you're playing a different game. The only game I can compare this to is the hero shooter Overwatch, where like if you're playing a Reinhardt or if you're playing a Tracer or a Mercy, it's like playing a completely different game. And that's what I felt like in Monster Hunter World. Depending on which weapon you pick, it's like you're playing a different game. If you're playing with like a bow and arrow or a dual blades or a greatsword, it's like such a different experience. And I thought it was really cool. This game featured epic battles with monsters that were honestly some of the best boss fights I've ever seen. Again, I mentioned Fatalis. There was also Alatreon and many other awesome boss fights. The story and NPCs and lore were a bit weak in this game, except for the final Fatalis mission. That was actually had a really good, very interesting story. It was the best part of the story in the entire game, and it was in my final hours of playing it. The backgrounds were beautiful in Monster Hunter World. The monster designs look great. The world really felt alive. I love this game. I'm glad it was my first foray into the series because it really gave me a good impression. And I recommend it, but I can see how this game could be a turnoff for some because it requires a lot of care in how you set up your character in order to take down the various monsters in this game. So it's not like the easiest, most accessible game. And at the beginning, it definitely feels a bit clunky, but it is great. I really recommend it.